Hi friends, welcome back or welcome. Today is an exciting video. This is something I've never done before, but Neil from Wasted Paper reached out to me and asked if I would like to participate in a community style video event that he was hosting. And I was really excited that he asked me to do this. I'm very honored to know him and to be asked to do this. So this is called the Pen of the Year Awards. So it consists of, I believe, 8 different categories. And we're just going to go down through the categories. I'm going to show you the pens that I feel are my choices for these categories. And hopefully, share some pens that maybe you haven't seen or that aren't seen a lot of. Give you some ideas for new purchases in the new year, or just some things to enjoy. A nice video over the holidays. So let's get right in. So our first category is Underdog of the Year. This pen is actually something I don't hear a lot about. I know they're popular, but it's a penider. I don't see a lot of people doing videos or having these pens, and maybe it's just that they're, they were popular at some point and people just have had them so long they, don't use them a lot or whatever. But I picked this pen up from Pen Chalet earlier this year and I am very pleased. It has a very satisfying magnetic closure. It is a vac fill, but it has a nice little lock mechanism that's just like a slight twist. You don't have to unscrew the cap. It's got a very nice plunger system. It's one of the best vac fills that I own. I do feel it's a little pricey for a steel nib, but I got mine relatively cheap on sale. Like I said, over at Pen Chalet, it was a really good deal and I couldn't pass it up. And I was surprised when I got the nib because I thought, well, maybe it's just not as great as I think, but it is fantastic. I love this pen and I've enjoyed it. I think I've probably had it about, 5 or so months. And I've written with it several times. Currently right now it is cleaned, but I absolutely love this pen. It writes really well. This is the Twin Tank Duo Avatar, I believe it's a long name, or Twin Tank Touchdown Avatar. Something like that. It's got a long name, but definitely is going to be my pen choice for Underdog of the Year, just due to the fact that I don't see a lot of people talking about these pens. So I think it's a fantastic pen. I've been very happy with mine. All right. Category 2 is Best New Design. I have an honorable mention and I have a winner. A little bit of, I guess, a couple of reasons why. So my runner-up, will go with that first. My honorable mention is going to be the MST by Magna Carta. This pen is a love pen for me, and it has been inked since I got it right around Black Friday. These went on sale, but I haven't had it for very long, which is why I kind of chose to give it the runner-up spot. The pen that I chose as the winner, I've just had it a little longer and there's a little more behind it for me. This one, I wanted the original Cheshire when it launched and I just wasn't able to make it work with the money at the time. But I saw a post that Neil did on the Dark Cheshire coming out, and this is actually much more my speed. The nib is stunning. It's titanium. It came with the matching ink, which I also adore. I love this pen. I was able to get number 13 out of 18. There were only 18 of these made, and number 13 is my lucky number. So I will cherish this pen for years and years. I love the resin. It's gorgeous. But that nib, it has the most beautiful nib on there. So this is my runner-up. This was a collaboration with Magna Carta and Neil over at Wasted Paper. This is a great new design, and I am so thrilled to have this in my collection. I love this pen so much. I think it'll probably be inked for the foreseeable future. Now my winner, I had helps in creating, so kind of maybe a little biased, but this is Myers Pen Co. MMP. So it's a mini Mia Petite. I helped, I guess, design the size of this pen. Or I made suggestions. I had ordered the niblet from Esterbrook, and I was not thrilled with the screw to post, so I asked Alan if he could turn his Mia Petite into something a little smaller, and thus the MMP was born. This resin is resin I designed with his son Tristan. It posts well. It makes it almost full, well, it probably is full pen size at this point. It uses a number 6 Yovo nib, so it's perfect. And it's a great little pocket pen. It is pretty much the same size as most of my other pocket pens, so it's a great little grab and go. It does unscrew there, but it does not screw to post, which was what I wanted. So I was thrilled to work with Alan over at Myers Pen Co. to create this, and then he let me name it, and I just thought, you know, it is a mini Mia Petite, so I was like, let's go with MMP. So this is my winner for Best New Design this year. All right, next category is Best Gift. I've gotten a lot of really good gifts this year, but one stands out more than all the rest. This gift is actually a journal cover, and this was handmade by my very lovely friend Diana over at Moth and Maple. I will link her shop down below, as well as anything else I can for all the rest of the pens. But she hand cut this for me. She knew I liked the trifold. She hand cut, she etched all of this, and then did the silver over on all of the areas. She does take commissions, but this is beautiful, and she gifted this to me. And like the thought that went into this, because it has an H for Heather, and then she was thinking about opening this because my other trifold opens like this, so you have this piece out here where you're trying to write. She thought about that when she made this. Now obviously if you're lefty it would be the opposite, but since I do write with my right hand, she thought about that and she made it to where it would lay flat on this side, and then I can just write like this. And I adore this cover so much. She's given me numerous covers over the last year, and they're all stunning, but this one was very unexpected and very thoughtfully made with lots of love, and I adore it. I think it's gorgeous, and I can't say enough for my gratitude toward her and what she's done for me this year and the friendship that we've built. She means so much to me. So my best gift of the year is going to be this notebook cover from Diana over at Moth and Maple. Okay, next up is most fun with this year. So the thing that I've had the most fun with this year is going to have to be my Monarch nib. I love this thing so much. I was very hesitant to buy it because of the cost, but I am so glad I did. Currently it is housed, and this is pretty much a permanent pairing. I love this pen from Jonathan Brooks. This blank is Golden Abalone in matte that I purchased. So I purchased that from Jonathan Brooks, and then I just put my Monarch nib on it because I love this combination so much. It is a great pairing, and such a beautiful pen. But this nib is so much fun. So it is titanium, and it has an Ultim feed. This is manufactured by Shown Design. You can find him and his company online at showndsgn.com, and I will link him down below as well. But it has this wonderful fine nib on the regular side and a great reverse architect on the back side, so you can get the larger line widths. And it's just such a fun nib. He offers them in different colors. They have little different patterns on them. But it's definitely an investment. I did not purchase that one lightly, but I do not regret it at all. It is such a great nib, and it is the thing that I've had the most fun with so far this year. Okay, Grail of the year. This one was hard for me because I've gotten a lot of pens that could be Grail status. So I went back and thought about all the pens that I've purchased and what I've used the most. And only one kept coming up that I've actually had this pen inked since I bought it with the same ink, because I love the pairing so much, but also the pen is just so gorgeous. So for my Grail of the year, I have chosen the Sailor Pro Gear Every Rose Has Its Thorn. This has a 21 karat medium gold nib. I think it's medium. Yeah, it's 21 karat medium gold. And the pen is, it's so hard to describe. The color is kind of like a gray with sparkles, and then it has the rose gold trim, which is stunning. I love this pen so much, and I have had it inked since the day I bought it, since the day it arrived, which was back in July, I believe. It was July or August when I purchased this. It is inked up with the Attrements, Charles Dickens, and it's like a cement greenish gray. It's a beautiful ink. So this pen was a pen that I didn't think I was going to be able to get. For one, they were sold out everywhere. And two, it was expensive. For what you get, I just have a hard time spending that kind of money on one item for myself. I have a family and I have, other things to take care of. So I do have a hard time, which this wasn't like, but it was a lot of money for a pen. And I know a lot of money is relative. People find a lot of money different. But for me, it was a lot of money to spend on a pen. And I really wanted it, and every time I looked, I wanted I only wanted a medium nib. I did not want anything else. One came in stock, and I did not hesitate. I purchased it. And I don't have it inked up because I feel like I have to. I have it inked up because it writes so beautifully. I love this pen so much. It's gorgeous. It writes really smooth. Even for the minor feedback that it has, I'm not a huge Sailor feedback person, but this pen does not have a whole lot of feedback, but it's just enough to make it very enjoyable. So I love this pen so much, and that is going to take my Grail of the Year spot. All right. Ink of the year. This one, how does one person choose one ink for all year? It's a tough one, right? I had in the beginning of the year decided that my, what is that ink called? I've got a whole page on it. This color, the Sun Moon Lake Ruby Black Tea, was my favorite ink. because I love it so much. And I have it, like, I inked it up several times throughout the year, and it definitely is still up there. But I feel like, I mean, like, I used it so much. I can see, like, there is another page. This is all written with it. That I had several pages where I was just like, I'm just writing with this ink all the time. I don't need any other inks. But I have chosen a different ink than that one. I do still feel like it is a great contender for the year. But I've chosen this ink here, which is the Kobe Nagasawa. You can only get it from Nagasawa, but it is a Kobe Writing Labs collaboration. And it's called Sunset Clouds. It's beautiful. I love this ink so much. And I've given out a few samples. I don't really think I'll give out any more. It's hard to come by. It's a limited edition ink. And yeah, it's hard to come by because you can only get it from Nagasawa, and now you have to pay tariffs. So it's pretty expensive for that ink. But I love it so much, and I don't want to run out of it. But it's this color right here. Do I have like a larger swatch of it somewhere? I have this swatch right here of it. But it's just such a good ink. I love it. So that is going to take my spot for my ink of the year. It's going to be the Kobe Writing Labs collaboration called Sunset Clouds. Okay, paper of the year. I have 2 winners for that one too. Well, I have a runner-up and a winner. So my runner-up is actually, I feel like it's sort of an underdog as well, because I've used this paper before and I wasn't too thrilled about using it. So we're going to pull this out again. And that's my Stalogy paper. I've used it for years and never been thrilled with how it performed with my fountain pens. And then all of a sudden this year, I started using it. I have another one that I've pretty much filled up with other ink things, and it worked so beautifully. And so I started some projects earlier in the year, back in October, in this Stalogy. And I mean, of course it's going to bleed through some, but it shows properties of inks very well. Let's see the shimmer and the sheen. It's beautiful. So I am going to say that my runner-up is going to be the Stalogy paper. And I'm going to give it a little bit more of a go next year. I'm going to use one for my ink journal, I believe, and see where we go. So I think the Stalogy is going to be my runner-up. It is good paper. It's thin, but not too thin. It does, I mean, you still need to be careful when you're putting down huge swatches, but it takes the ink really well. I've not had any major issues with it. So I really enjoy this paper, but it's only going to get the runner-up spot because of plotter. Plotter paper is just, for me, where it's at. These are different. I love my plotter paper. I wish they made it in white, but it's light enough to not be cream, but not white enough to be white paper. So it's off-white eggshell maybe. It's not as dark as like MD cream paper, but it's not white either. So I adore this paper, and it is going to have to take my #1 slot for my best paper of the year. It's thin. It handles fountain pens gorgeously. You can see where I did stamping on this side. There was no bleed through from the stamps. I did notice that there would be some bleed through some of the pages where I was printing, which I thought was odd because I print these inserts myself on blank plotter paper. And I noticed that some of my black inks would kind of bleed through, but not always. And it usually was when it butted up on a line that was printed. So it's kind of strange, but yeah, this is definitely my paper of the year. It's super thin. It holds fountain pen ink really well. It shows properties. I wish it was white, but you know, we can't win everything. So I'm very happy with the paper itself. I have no complaints with my plotter paper. So that is going to be my paper of the year. All right, last up, one last category, and that's going to be my most used pen of the year. And I kind of went back and forth on this one because, like I said, I mentioned my Every Rose Has Its Thorn has been inked since June, July. I can't remember when I bought it, probably July. So it has been inked, but I can't say that I grabbed it every day or that I used it once a week, or I just know it's been inked for that long, and every time it runs dry, I refill it. I keep it inked because I love writing with it. But the next pen is not so much that this single pen has been used, but I have several of these pens, and I just swap out which color I'm in the mood for as my ink runs out. So, but it is my most used brand model pen of the year, and that is going to be the Pilot Kakuno. This is my planner pen. I have had 2 or 3 different pens in my plotter that I carry. Used the Decimo, used a few other pens, and ultimately this one is just easy. I don't mind to cap it. I like the way that it writes. I don't have to worry about it ever drying out. I use it every day, but like the click vanishing point, sometimes I don't like the grip, so sometimes I just don't want to worry about it. But I have this pen in like 7 different colors, so this one has been inked up for a while since I got it, like, I don't know, maybe a month ago. But throughout the year, I have used my Pilot Kakunos in my planner pretty much weekly, daily, even. So I would say that the Kakuno is my most used pen of the year. This one has a fine, it has a fine nib. This is from the Drowsy collection. This is like I think it's called brown or something. It looks more purple to me. Or gray. I don't know. But I think it's called brown. But I just have been refilling my cartridge with black ink. I think it's pretty much done. I need to refill it. Or sometimes I'll just go ahead and clean this one out and choose a different color. Steel nib writes well every time. It writes a little finer than, your general fine Yovo nib. I like that for my planner. I like this color. It matches my plotter well. I had my gray Shiranami plotter all year. That's the one that I've used pretty much all year except for a couple of months. But yeah, that is my most used pen of the year. So I've given you my answers to all these questions, and I would like you to give me yours. Make a video, create a post, share your answers to any one of these questions or all of these questions. If you do, make sure you tag Neil over at Wasted Paper. He wants to see them. Tag me so I can give you a shout out and share that you have posted an answer or shared a video on on the answers to these questions as well. I love doing these because I love community events. I have participated in a few last year. I really wasn't too into the fountain pen community prior to that. I was more in the planner community. So I'm thankful to be in the fountain pen community a little more now and have more access to other people who use fountain pens. I am curious to hear your answers to these questions. So like I said, leave them down in the comments below, or tag me if you create a video. Tag Neil if you create a video so he can shout you out as well. And I think that's going to be it for this one. I look forward to doing some more things like this in the future of 2026. I wish you all a very happy new year. Take care. Bye-bye.